Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. Whenever you tune in and see this day or night, it's night here where I'm at. Um, we are going to do the Cancer reading right now. So we did not forget about you, Cancer. Here we are. So this is going to be a general reading, which means it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc., money, all forms of abundance, all that stuff. And it is also a timeless reading. So meaning for some, it could take, as an example, 6 months to show up in the future, and then maybe 6 months it showed up in the past. For some, it will be different for everybody. Also wanted to say, even if you are not a sun sign Cancer or rising Cancer or have your moon in Cancer, we all have Cancer somewhere in our chart, all right? Since we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each individual of our own birth charts, all right? So there may still be a message for you here. So all are welcome, all right? And yes, always feel free to check back with this message. Even, whenever you see this message, it is meant for you. So even if you see it, let's say next year in 2023, there may still be some gems of information that may be relevant to you at that time. All right. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into your reading here, Cancer, in just a moment. But yeah, I've pulled all of your cards, and let's get into it. We're going to do a quick little sound bell for some grounding and healing for the reading for you guys and for myself. So just be aware it does get a little loud if you're sensitive to that or you're listening with headphones. All right. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen. All right. Making sure there's no dog and cat hair in there. Okay. Here we go. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here since our table is pretty full already. But yes, again, I hope everyone's doing well. So let's talk about the spread just a little bit in case you are new. And welcome back to all those that have come back. You're equally as important. And if you are new, you're important as well. Everybody's important. All right. So welcome back, or welcome first time. So I do start in the center, okay, and then we work outwards to your tarot confirmation cards. And also we talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck to get even more information. I am using 2 different decks. And then also at the very end, I will take a picture after the live is done and posted in case you want to look more up close or in detail later time at the cards. If you want to see that photo later after the live, you can click on any of my videos on my channel and just go to the description box below, and we'll say like see photo on Facebook, and then it just will take you to the link there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So we do have, as far as the other zodiac signs that are showing up here in your reading, we'll go ahead now and call them out so I don't forget to do it later. Let's see. We have Gemini, Sagittarius, Gemini again, Taurus, Scorpio twice, and we also have Pisces. Okay, so that could mean something to you, but it doesn't have to. It could be that you are dealing with somebody that is one of those signs, or you have some of those signs predominantly in your own birth chart, or they do, or it could have something to do with the astrology, right? Since we are in Pisces season, maybe that's some of the Pisces energy that we see here. But yeah, it really will be different for everybody. But I wanted to go ahead and say it before I forgot. All right, and then as far as to the layout, real quickly here, and we do have some oracle cards for you at the end too. I forgot to mention that, but we are having this first row going across horizontally. We're going back in time a little bit. All right, so we're going to start from about February 18th or so. It's not exact, okay, through February 28th. That last week or so in February is the first row. Then the second row is energy from around March 1st through March 9th. Okay, so that would have been yesterday since today is the 10th. All right, when I'm filming this still. Yes, it's not midnight yet. And then the last row here going horizontally across is energy from about March 9th through March 18th. So it could resonate for some people, take a while, like another week or two, a month, or several months to show up. Or maybe you resonated with it right away. So it'll be different for everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and call out the cards in the center in order, and then we'll go from there. So we have the World card in the reverse position. We have the Magician in the right side up position. We have the King of Cups in the reverse position. We have the Queen of Staves, also known as Queen of Wands, in the reverse position. We have Six of Swords right side up. We have the Prince of Cups in reverse. We have Two of Staves or Two of Wands right side up. We have Five of Staves or Five of Wands right side up. And then we have the Princess of Cups in the right side up position. And then we'll go over the other cards, like I said, a little bit later. So I won't mention those right now. But I did want to go ahead. It looks like you have a lot of wands, but I want to go ahead and count as far as the minor arcana. Okay, how many cups cards you have, how many wands or staves cards you have, how many swords, and how many pentacles. Sometimes that can give us another theme underlining your reading. Okay, so for cups, we have 1, 2, 3 cups. Wait, four cups. Okay. And then let's do pentacles. 1. Okay, it's definitely not pentacles. We only have 1 pentacle. Okay. How many swords do we have? We have 1, 2. Okay, only 2 swords. Okay, so we know it's not swords. We know it's not pentacles. I think I said 4 cups. How many wands do we have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it looks like between the wands and the cups, it's kind of the same number here. So the cups in the tarot, if you see me before, you know, but if you're new, or just a reminder if you haven't been back in a while, the cups represent our emotions and our values. So what is emotionally fulfilling to me or to the other person, right? If this reading doesn't resonate necessarily about you, it could be about the other person you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment, situation, astrology, collective unconscious, okay, what have you. All right, so it could be about the other person's emotions and how they value themselves and others, or multiple people, environment, okay. And then when we talk about the wands, that's our defenses, right? It's similar in a way to the swords, where the wand can be either a tool or a weapon, right? But usually when we talk about wands in the tarot, we're talking about our defense systems. Are we being too defensive and blocking our own abundance, or are we not being defensive enough and letting ourselves be abused in some way? Okay, so that's definitely something to think about, just in the background there. Okay, but all right, let's go ahead and get into your first row here, Cancer. Okay, so we start with, and this could be energy from the recent past, and that will be different for everybody. It could be a couple of hours ago, it could be the actual dates, right? So this first row is February 18th through the 28th or so, the end of February. It could be a couple of months ago, years, etc. All right, but we start off with that recent past energy kind of trickling into the first part of the reading here with the world in the reverse position. Now, this could be just a little bit of an energetic blockage or some stagnant energy here. Okay, it could be that somebody's not quite ready for some type of new beginning here. All right, so normally when the world card is in the right side up position, it's all about new beginnings, carving something out of nothing, right? Feeling like the world is full of possibilities, right? The world is really big. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to travel? How do I see myself? How do I move forward, right? But it is a little bit of that opposite of that energy since it's in the reverse position. Okay, so we'll get into right now why possibly this card has come out in the reverse position before we move forward. So just as a little foreshadowing or upcoming message, your next card right after it is really positive in the progress forward momentum way. So excuse me, is not to worry too much about this energetic blockage or a little bit of stagnant energy. So not to worry, you still have some really good cards. All right, so let's see what we have here with your other deck, okay, in relation to the world in the reverse position that we're talking about, all right? So what we have, and this is energy from the way, way back past, is further back. It's not the recent past, it's past, all right? So whatever that means for you. But what we have is the Knight of Pentacles in the right side up position, and then we have the Judgment card in the reverse position on the bottom here. Okay, so when we talk about the Knights, it could be that in the recent past, there was a medium-sized communication or offer that either was given to you or you gave to someone, or it came in from the universe, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, just signs of something coming in for you, okay, to communicate something to you. When I say it's a medium-sized communication or opportunity or offer, because it is a knight, right? It's not a page, which would be beneath a knight, and it's not a king, which is the highest form, okay? So as an example, if you're talking about communication between two people, let's say a small communication would be a text message, and then an actual phone call or meeting up in person would be a medium-sized communication. Whatever the next step is, or not even next step, it just whatever a medium-sized communication or offer or opportunity would mean to you, okay? But even though, despite that was, going on in the way back past here, Cancer, we still have the Judgment card in the reverse position. So it could be that someone decided that if this, when we're talking about this happening in the past, right, it could be that this first card, the Knight of Pentacles in the right side up position, happened like years ago, okay? And then with the Judgment card in the reverse position, it could be someone deciding, I don't want to resurrect this. If the Judgment card was in the right side up position, it's kind of like the typical scene from the Bible, right? So the angels are coming down and rising people out of their graves, right? So that they can be resurrected and reborn and be in heaven and life after, right? But it's also, in the terms of tarot, it's a metaphor for, do I want to resurrect or restart this thing? Do I want to go back to this thing, okay? And it was in the reverse position. So that for some of you guys, that means no. For you, Cancer, or for the other person, or multiple people, general environment situation. Somebody possibly said no to this medium-sized offer or opportunity or communication that came from you, or you gave to someone, or again, from your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, signs from the universe, what have you. So that could be why we have, in the more present current energies, your first card here in this deck, right? The world in the reverse position. Because somebody maybe is in such a shutdown mode in some way, saying no to that past energy, that past offer, that maybe they're in a way kind of blocking their own abundance in the future, right? Because if the world was right side up, it would be new beginnings, possibilities for momentum, progress, right? But maybe because this was so difficult in the past here, Cancer, and somebody really had to say no to something that maybe they even wanted, but they knew wasn't good for them, or vice versa, or what have you. Could be a lot of different scenarios and situations, okay? But this is kind of why this world card is now in the reverse position in the present moment. It could also be that this energy from the recent I'm sorry, not recent. We're talking about way, way back past here. Sometimes I just get used to saying recent, but this is the way, way back past, okay? So it could be the reason why the world is in the reverse position is because this created a stagnant, firm, kind of restrictive energy. And even if it was good for you in the past, here, Cancer, it could have been just affecting you a little bit in the future, current, present energies. But like I said, it doesn't last long because here we go. We're moving on to your second card here. We have the Magician in the right side up position, okay? And that world energy was a little bit of Pisces energy, and here we have a little bit of, sorry guys, one second. Really, guys? Can you not chase the cat right now? Guys, shh. No. All day they've been sleeping, right? Doing other stuff. And then now they want to play. Anyway, I was talking about that being some Pisces energy with the World card there. It's not the official Pisces card, but it's one of them, right? But here we have the Magician. So this is a little bit of either Gemini or Sagittarius energy if we had to, put something on it there, since we're talking about the majors as far as other zodiac signs, okay? But even though, let's just put that aside, right? Because the main thing is you're going from the World card in the reverse position to now the Magician. So whether it's you here, Cancer, or someone else, or multiple people, general environment situation, somebody is now feeling more confident. Somebody is now wanting to and ready to manifest, okay, whatever it is they want in their life or your life, okay? The other thing about the Magician is he has all the minor arcana on his table there, right? So he's got the sword, the pentacles, the wands, okay? He's got everything, the cup, okay? So he can pick and choose what he wants to use whenever, okay? But it's all about this manifesting energy, this confident energy and supportive energy, right? So you don't see anyone else in the picture, but you see that he is supported by the elements of the minor arcana, okay? He has the infinity symbol above his head here, which is about magic and timelessness, right? I always say, or used to say, that time is fluid and relative, and that's why sometimes the readings will resonate in different ways, right? So he's like, I've created magic in the past, I'm going to create magic again in the future. So however you resonate with this card, it is very positive and it's good progress. All right, and so then we're moving forward here to your third card, which is the King of Cups in the reverse position. So it could be a little bit of an energetic blockage, or not even that. I feel for this card in particular, it could be because of what's following it afterwards, what we'll get into in a moment here. There is a resistance for somebody here as far as leveling up in some way, okay, with the King of Cups in the reverse position, or they're not feeling like they have the emotional answers to whatever they're trying to start or create or go forward with, right? Okay, because the King of Cups is in the reverse position. So the cups in the tarot represent our emotions. So he's not emotionally satisfied about something here, okay? It could be that he is not also feeling supported in his emotions, all right? So even if you're not a man, right, it's just how the card shows up. However you identify, or you're a woman or what have you, right? Okay, it's just about somebody is not emotionally satisfied here in some way. Also with him being a king, right? It could be a hesitancy to take on a leadership role or level up in a relationship, in a job, in a project, with friends or family, or even self-love or whatever it is, or health, money, etc., right? It's just like, I'm not quite ready yet. I got to figure out these emotions here. Even if it's not yours, Cancer, it could be another person's emotions that have something to do with you and as far as moving forward. Now, this is where we're going to go ahead and talk about what's in the top and the bottom of the other deck here in relation to that King of Cups, but it also goes into the fourth card, but I'll show it to you again in a moment. All right, so what we have is energy from the way, way back past, okay? So what we have is the 10 of Wands or 10 of Staves in the right side up position on the top, and then we have the Hierophant on the right side up position on the bottom, and that is some of that Taurus energy that I mentioned at the beginning of the reading. So, I would say here, Cancer, that in the way, way back past, somebody was on the precipice of an ending and a new beginning. They were going to put their wands down. This mother with a kid on her back and one in front of her was like, I'm tired. I've put on all the effort into something. I'm now going to rest before the next step. Okay. And 10 is also a completion number. So, again, endings and new beginnings right around the corner. Now, here with this Hierophant in the right side up position, this is a leadership role. This speaks of teachers, teaching in schools, organizations, right? Spiritual mentor, priest, guru, what have you, right? But it doesn't have to be those things. But here you see these two kind of Greek women. Now they look kind of Greek, and then the woman in the center maybe being the high priestess or the one that's in control in some way. So it's like, okay, somebody could be a leader, somebody could be ready to take on a new project, relationship, health, money, etc. They're ready to put down stuff from the past and then start fresh, right? But somehow they're not quite ready because somebody's emotions are not where they want them to be, right? They're not emotionally satisfied or content in some way. Maybe they're feeling not emotionally supported with these changes that we're starting from the way, way back past that are still coming up here in the present. All right. But we're going to keep these in one hand and pull out your other card here too, because right after the King of Cups in reverse, you have the Queen of Staves also in reverse. So another royalty person at the top of their game, a position of high authority, right in the reverse position, okay? And again, even though this is a Wands card and not a cup, the Nile River is in the back here. So normally when she's right side up, she's in control of her emotions. The water represents a conduit for the emotions, right? And so she has manifested them and channeled them in the right way when it's right side up, but it's in reverse still, following that King of Cups that was in reverse as well. So it's like somebody is hesitant because of somebody's emotions, or it could be your emotions and their emotions, or everybody's emotions, but there is definitely, a hesitancy to, move forward in some way, even though it's like showing that in the past somebody has put in a lot of hard work and effort and experience into something. They've earned it. They deserve it, right? They have, when I see these kids, right, and the mother, it's like she's responsible for their well-being, just like as far as a teacher, a spiritual guru, a priest, a mentor, they're kind of responsible in a different way. They're not necessarily feeding children, right? But they're supposed to be providing some type of spiritual help, or not even necessarily spiritual help, but some type of help in some way, right? So it's like it was here in the past, but somebody is, excuse me, like hesitant to maybe do it again, or to trust these people again, or trust this energy again. We'll find out more as we go through the reading. Sorry guys, I think I got a mosquito bite on my elbow or something. Anyway, let's keep going forward. So then we have your fifth card is the Six of Swords right side up. And this completely makes sense, like after what we were just talking about. Okay, so here we have somebody is starting to realize that they may be stressed out in some way, okay? Either you yourself, Cancer, or the other person, or multiple people, general environment situation. But with the swords going down and this Japanese guy, he's trying to meditate. He's working on it, but something is still bothering him. Something is still too much up in his head, air energy, and somebody is still learning how to master their emotions. This time in this card, there's two bodies of water. So we have this pond, lake here right behind him, and then and all the way in the background, right, there's the ocean. So it's like two double bodies of water, two emotional things happening here that could be clouding someone's more logical way, or their intellect in some way. Okay, but they're working on it. They're really trying to figure it out. But I swear to God, this is your last energetic blockage or stagnant energy that's showing up here in your reading, Cancer. It does happen in every reading to everybody, different times, of course, throughout their life. So you have as your sixth card the Prince of Cups in the reverse position. So it's like one step forward, one step back, a little bit here. And let me just show you them together. Okay, so somebody is still quite not ready yet to come out of the storm. They're still quite not ready to get back on the horse again in some way, or to go to a celebration, or to also accept an offer, right? Because when we talk about the prince and the knights, it's the same kind of thing. It would be, if it was right side up, a medium-sized offer or communication from you to someone, or someone to you, or from the universe, your guides, guardian angels, ancestors, all of those things. Cleo, hold on, guys. Cleo, shh. But there is, again, something about the emotions here. Somebody maybe is still trying to figure out the answers, right? When we were talking about in the beginning, too, how you had half cups with 4 cups minor arcana cards, and then you had 4 wands minor arcana cards, okay, right? So the defenses and the emotion. Are my defenses too high? Am I blocking my abundance? Are my defenses too low, and I'm being taken advantage of and seen as vulnerable and a victim and all of that kind of thing? So here somebody is still really trying to figure those emotions out and come out of the storm here, okay? But I swear your last row is beautiful, right? And that's the kind of week that we're actually in right now, of course, depending on when you're watching this, okay? But we said, as a general rule, this was energy from March 9th through March 18th. Today's March 10th when I'm filming this, okay? But here we have the 2 of staves in the right side up position, or 2 of wands in other decks, okay? So it's not a go-go energy card really fast, right? There's no horses in this card. That's just one example, okay? But it is progress. It's slow, but it's progress, okay? But this is all about going within, doing some people watching, doing research, right? So here we see the back of this Egyptian woman's head, okay? We don't even see her face, but she's looking out at the Nile River. She's looking at the emotions, but she's also looking at some ships in the background, right? And it's like, well, how did someone else handle a similar situation or challenge or way of where they are in their life that might relate in some way to mine? How can I do the research? How can I learn? How can I do the people watching? It's almost like, this is the 2 of wands or 2 of staves. So the next one will be 3, right? And the third one is more about the growth and now possible celebrations being on the horizon. But here, this is right before it, okay? So like I said, to go from the Prince of Cups in reverse to now the 2 of wands, that's still really good, okay? And it gets even better. And there's something, to make a note of here too, Cancer. If you've seen some of the other readings for this series, is the 5 of staves and the Princess of Cups have come out in a couple other readings, like in the same row. So this could have something to do with the general astrology at this time, because I shuffle a lot and cut the deck several times, and then I do my big fish pond. If you've seen me before, I used to shuffle on screen, but I'm just saying these cards have been, these last 2 in particular, coming out in different places and different readings, but I can't remember if it was Virgo or even maybe Scorpio, Libra. I can't remember now, but somebody had it very similar here. There's just this last piece, okay? Anyway, we have the 5 of staves in the right side up position. This is one of my favorite cards, the 5 of wands here, right? What it's called in other decks, because it's all about somebody's support system coming in, or like gently nudging you or nudging them, or multiple people, like, hey, let's take life a little bit less serious. Things are definitely important, but let's take a breather for a moment. Let's create different options in pencil, not in pen. Okay, so here you see these 4 architects here in Egypt, and they're figuring out where to build their next building or whatever, right? So one of them's like, let's build it over here. The other one's like, let's build it over there. And they're like, what if we do it in the center? Or what if we do them right next to each other or whatever, right? It's just having options, and it's playing and it's practicing and it's having that supportive energy. Okay, so that's really nice to see here too, because it's coming after the Two of Staves or Two of Wands, now the Five of Wands. So it's like after someone's kind of done their research, they've done their people watching, they're working through their own emotions and looking for help in certain ways and just, watching things go on. And then here they're like your friends or your family, your mental health care worker. Cleo, you are being bad tonight. No. Cleo. Whatever your support system may be, right? Friends, family, mental health care worker, etc. Hold on, you guys. I usually have music on a little bit in the back. Dogs. Cleo, too late. No. So, we're just talking about the Five of Wands and the Five of Staves, right? But just to see going from here to here is really nice, okay? Now, moving forward, your last card here in the center, your ninth card is the Princess of Cups in the right side up position. Now, what's the first thing to note, right, is this full moon. Excuse me, like I was saying how this was similar, these last two cards were coming out in other readings. We do have coming up on March 18th, the full moon in Virgo. So this could be hinting at something that's going on with the astrology, with the collective energy in some ways, okay, not for everybody, right? But I did want to mention that because it kept showing up in other readings, okay? Now, generally, when we're talking about this card with this Morgana figure, right, she is like the Celtic, Gaelic version of herbal magic and witchcraft, right? So here we see her at night picking her herbs. Her cup is right side up though, right? Because she is the Princess of Cups. She's open to learning new things, right? As we all should be, regardless of her status. So even if she was a queen, she should still be like, not set in her ways all the way, but still learning and growing, okay? But here, this card also speaks of perhaps somebody is doing something that is a little bit non-conventional. Let's say somebody works at night, and as just like a general stereotype, most people work during the day. So it could also be talking about, whenever you are honing your craft or your skill or whatever it is you do, that brings you passion and joy, do it when it's like best speaks to you. So if you work best at night, then if you're able to work at night, then do it, right? Obviously get some sleep at some point, but the main thing here too with the Princess of Cups in the right side up position is that the moon is in the background. So she's leaving behind any past illusions or confusion, stagnant energy that you had up here, right? Also, we have water again, so the emotions. So she's now channeling those emotions into her cup. So she's like, what makes me emotionally fulfilled, emotionally content, emotionally happy? What are my emotional priorities, my emotional boundaries? What are the other people that I'm dealing with, or other person if it's only one person, general environment situation? How can I make those things speak to each other in a complementary way and still keep moving forward, okay? But this is really beautiful. So, well, all that being said here, Cancer, let's get into your tarot confirmation cards here, okay? So I'll go ahead and call them out, and then we'll go in order. So we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse position. We have, oh yes, I forgot about this card. We also have some Libra energy here too. God, you had a lot of zodiac signs showing up in your reading. What do we have? Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra. All right, so I forgot the Libra earlier. Anyway, so going back, your first confirmation card is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Your second confirmation card is the Empress in the right side up position, the Libra energy. Your third one is the Eight of Cups in reverse. And your fourth confirmation card is the Fool in the right side up position. All right, so let's go in order here. Also to note, the first two tarot confirmation cards are energy from the recent past, and the last two are more future, current, present energies. All right, but we'll go in order. So it looks like, and this is kind of repeating what we already knew over here and somewhere else, right? Cancer is that in the recent past, there was a medium-sized communication, okay, if it was right side up, that either didn't come through, wasn't well received or fully understood, or was just completely stopped and didn't come through, like I was saying, okay, with this Knight of Swords in the reverse position. This also possibly created some type of mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking, or just general stagnant energy in the recent past. But it's coming in here and it's confirming the World in the reverse position, the Queen of Staves in the reverse position, and then finally the Two of Staves in the right side up position here, okay? So we'll go one by one here. But yeah, when this Knight of Swords is in reverse and it's confirming the World in reverse, it's like, yeah, if this offer, like we said, showed up in two other places, okay, again, wasn't well received or wasn't understood, didn't get the right response that you wanted or they wanted or everybody wanted, or it just didn't come through at all and this created some type of mental confusion, anxiety, worry, then of course the World is going to be in the reverse position. So that new beginning, that fresh start energy kind of is stifled a little bit because of this energy from the recent past. All right. Now again, somebody could be hesitant to step into a leadership role or go into the next step in a relationship, at a job, with their money, with their health, okay, because of this energy from the recent past that wasn't well received, an offer or opportunity of communication, right? So this kind of made the more future present energies a little bit like, I'm not so trustworthy yet of like stepping into this new role or stepping onto this new step to move forward because of what happened in the recent past here. Okay, so with the first two cards that it's confirming, it's like it just makes sense. But here, finally, when it confirms the third card going down here vertically, it was finally a catalyst at some point. Okay, so somebody said, okay, this stuff happened in the past and it was messy and hurtful maybe for some, and it caused mental anxiety, worry, overthinking. Okay, the offer wasn't well received or put on hold or didn't happen at all or wasn't understood. So what do we need to do? We're going to go within. Somebody's going to go within. They're going to do their research. They're going to do their people watching. They're going to do their healing before they make the next step. All right. Now we get into your second confirmation card, and here is the Empress in the right side up position, some of that Libra energy. All right, she is the businesswoman of the tarot, okay? She's the CEO, right? She is like divine, feminine, creative energy. Not saying masculines aren't creative. We all have masculine and feminine inside of us, but she represents really that feminine energy, okay? You even see it here carved into the rock, okay? That the feminine energy symbol, right? So this energy too is from the recent past and will be different for everybody. It could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but she is sitting on her throne. She's supported, right? She is abundant. She's channeled her emotions in a positive way to become this empress, to become this queen-like symbol, to become the CEO, the businesswoman of the tarot, right? Well, when this card comes in here and it's confirming the Magician right side up, the Six of Swords right side up, and of course, the Five of Staves right side up, okay? These are all positive. Well, not all of them, but I don't feel like the Six of Swords is completely horrible because they're striving. They're still confused here, right? with this Japanese guy meditating. He's still confused, but he's trying. So I do kind of see them all as positive cards, but we'll go one by one here. Yes. So when the Empress is confirming the Magician, right? Step into your power. Of course, be confident. You have support around you. You have all the tools that you need. Your magic is timeless. Okay. So beautiful. That is definitely a clear confirmation there. And again, that's some of that Gemini Sagittarius energy. And then with the Six of Swords, right side up, it's like, okay, use that water, right? Use those two bodies of water, use the emotions. You've taken the first step, or the other person, Cancer, has taken the first step, or multiple people, general environment situation, right? But keep doing it, keep meditating. And meditating, that's just how it shows up in this card, but doing whatever works for you or the other person, right? To face their fears, face their shadow side of what is confusing them, and try to like balance, right? The mind, body, spirit connection. So not too much up in the head, but working the head with the heart chakra, and then of course listening to your body, right? So all of those things here. So the Empress is definitely supporting that energy and telling you or the other person, multiple people, to keep going towards that energy. They started it, if you started it in the past, recent past, to keep going forward with that, right? Now, when we have the Empress confirming the Five of Staves right side up, it's like, yes, call on your support system, okay? She's the Empress, she's the CEO, okay? She's the queen, right? She has people underneath her, right? That she can delegate tasks to, okay? So she doesn't have to do everything. She knows to be successful, you have to work as a team, and everybody has a part to play, okay? So here she's like, yes, rely on your support system because they're here to help you, okay? Don't be embarrassed to look at something from a different point of view, or to ask for help, or even just take a break mentally and, get some laughter into your life. Or like I said before, instead of using the pen, right, as far as how life goes and plans, use a pencil in case you need to erase something, or to plan it a couple different ways of how it can go down. So she's saying that's how she's been successful, and so you can do it too. All right. Now, moving forward, we were talking about your third and fourth tarot confirmation card here, Cancer. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse position, and now we're talking about future, current, present energies. These last two in this deck are future, current, present energies. I'm like, that's a lot to say. But yes, here we are. So this is how you want to see this card, the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. It's not that when it's right side up, it's bad, but it's like somebody took a break before, and now they're coming out of that break. Okay, so I see that as something good, right? If the break was beneficial and led to some healing or more rest. Okay, again, dealing with the emotions when we talk about the cups. Okay, so somebody here is now ready to move forward and come out of that break. Okay, that's how I see it with the surrounding cards. But of course, it could go a couple different ways since it is a general reading. It could also be for some that the break wasn't long enough, and maybe they need to go back into the break, okay, whatever that is, to deal with the emotions again. Because when the Eight of Cups is right side up, I don't see it as good or bad. I just see it as somebody needs a break to figure out what they want to do next, okay? So again, when it's reversed, it could be somebody, I feel like majority here is coming out of that break, but for some it could still be maybe they need to go back. But again, it just depends. All right, anyway, when this Eight of Cups here in reverse is coming in and it's confirming both, my God, this is all three of your Cups cards. Well, no, you had four. Oh my gosh, yes, they're all here together. Look at that. The cups, the cups, the cups. Okay, so the Eight of Cups, right, is your confirmation card. It's coming in here and confirming. The King of Cups in reverse right here. And the Prince of Cups in reverse over here. And then the Princess of Cups right side up on the top here. All right. So we will go one by one. So here, when the Eight of Cups in reverse is confirming the King of Cups in reverse, yes, it's like somebody needed to take a break in the past and now maybe they're ready to come out of it, or they need to stay and go back maybe once or twice more to again figure out what's in the cup. What are my emotional priorities? What makes me happy and content? What makes me feel supported? Whether it's you, Cancer, or the other person, or multiple people, environment, okay? So only you will know, but I really do feel that it is coming out of that break, okay? And even if this card is still in the reverse, it's just confirming that if that energy shows up for you and it's an energetic blockage or some stagnant energy, this is confirming that it's not going to last forever, that you will come out of that. That energy will break, right? Energy ebbs and flows always, okay? There's always going to be the positive and the negative going back and forth. So just know that it won't last forever, right? And sometimes we don't get what we want, right? Is that the famous saying? Sometimes rejection is God's protection. Sometimes we're meant to slow down in some way and to review again the emotions. And maybe, if he was right side up, he's leaving the storm and he's going into more positive light and better weather. I can't talk right now. He's going into some better weather coming up, right? But it was still reversed. So it's like, okay, we need to stay in the storm just a little bit longer, okay? But it will break. So that's really how I'm seeing it there. And then here it is. It finally broke, maybe towards the middle of March, right? We said this last row was around March 9th through March 18th or so, okay? But here, look, it broke. And you had all your cups cards together. I have never seen that before. It's pretty cool. All right, so here she's like, all right, I'm now ready to work on my craft. I'm ready to leave all those confusing emotions in the past. I'm ready to learn something new. I'm ready to step into my power and work on my craft and my skill, even if it is unconventional to others or I'm doing it at an unconventional time. I'm ready to find out again with the cups what makes me emotionally fulfilled and happy. What do I like to drink, right? All that stuff, okay? So I see it as a positive thing here. Now, with your last confirmation card here, you have the Fool in the right side up position, and that's some of that Gemini energy again showing up, okay? And so this time it is in the future, current, present energies, right? So here we see this woman, and she's like, ha ha ha, la, 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 I'm going to the edge of the cliff, okay? The little doggy's following her. She's got her few items on her back there in her satchel, whatever you want to call it, her bag on a stick, okay? But she is all about, let me turn this down, making a leap of faith. Oops, wrong way. I turned it up. She is all about making a leap of faith, having trust in something, okay? So when the Fool card shows up, it's like, do I care that I look stupid to others, or do I look stupid to myself? Well, if I know that this is the right step for me, I'm going to do it regardless of how I may look, okay? On the shadow side of the card, there is like, not so much in this deck, but other decks will talk about ego and identity, that kind of thing. But that also kind of already comes up when you say, do I look foolish? Do I care if I look foolish to myself or others? So it's kind of still there, but in this one, it's like a more lighthearted energy, okay? But this is youthful energy. This is passion. This is creativity. But right, the main thing is making a leap of faith, having trust in something, even if you can't see it, right? So in other decks too, sometimes you'll see the other side of the cliff and there's water in between. We don't see it in this card, but we know it's there, right? But it's like, okay, can I make the jump? Am I going to trust that it's there, okay? So anyway, when this card comes in, it's confirming the same last three that we just did, but maybe in a slightly different way or more information, okay? It's confirming the King of Cups in reverse, the Prince of Cups in reverse, and then the Princess of Cups right side up at the end there, okay? So what do we have? With the King of Cups in reverse, It's like, yeah, if somebody in, let's say, the end of February, first week or so, or first 2 weeks of March, was not quite ready to step into a leadership role or level up in some way or feel more emotionally happy and content and have more support around them, it was because they were still trying to figure out, can I make this leap of faith? Can I trust? And again, do I care how I look or the other person might see me? All those things. Yes, right on the bell there. All right. um, as a just a general timer, I don't stick to it, just letting me know how long kind of roughly I've been talking. Now, when the Fool comes in here and is confirming the Prince of Cups in reverse, it's like, yes, did I stay in that stormy energy and figure out the emotions? What makes me emotionally happy, content, fulfilled? What are my emotional boundaries? How can I be more emotionally supported in the future if I accept an offer? A medium-sized offer, communication, or opportunity. Okay, can I do those things while I take this leap of faith, or is the leap of faith going to then lead me to these other things, and then this turns around, right? All of that kind of energy to think about. And then with the wonderful Princess of Cups, right side up, there we go, right? Leaving the confusion in the past with the moon in the background, leaving that in the past, saying, okay, even though it's still dark outside, right? Because it's still night when she's out picking her herbs, she has her inner light within. She knows what makes her emotionally content, fulfilled, and happy. She's working on her craft and her skill. She's open to learning new things. And if you would ask me, do you think the Princess of Cups is going to make that leap of faith? I think she is. Okay, both these women are redheads. All right. I don't know if you personally know redheads in your life, but they're fiery women and I would trust them. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, like she looks like she's going to go with this other girl and make that leap of faith. She looks like she's going to have that trust. Even if she can't see all the little details, she's going to do it. Okay. Because it's usually beneficial. If you're trusting your own intuition, right? Regardless of, if this reading Cancer is about you or another person or multiple people, at the end of the day, don't even trust what I'm saying, right? Because these are messages from Spirit at the time when I did the reading, but it can always change. And you always have free will. So always trust your own intuition. All right. So with that being said, so funny. Real quickly, let's get into your I can't even talk anymore. Oracle cards. Your first one. What does it say? Trust. I didn't even put that together. But yes, trust. Trust the leap of faith. Trust. So this is your. I'm sorry. Let me back up. This is your love oracle message. Whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family or self-love or all those things, right? Your love oracle message is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. I'm just going to put it with the Fool card. Okay, that's like triple confirmation. All right, so it's pretty self-explanatory, but yes, trust that your intuition is telling you the right thing, and trust that your intuition is telling you to have faith, whether it's in romantic relationships or platonic with friends or family. Trust in your own self-care and your own self-love, self-intuition, all those things. All right. So I like it. And then your last oracle card here, real quickly before you go. This is the Rumi or Remy, depending on how you pronounce it, oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. And so Rumi, or Remy, again, depending on how you pronounce it, is a 13th century poet, and he's one of my favorites. And so Elena Fairchild has put some of his poetry together with some really beautiful oracle imagery here. So this is the card that you got for this time, Cancer. It's card number 41, and it's Victory, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, of Maryam. It's like Mary, Maryam. Victory of Maryam. Okay, hopefully I said that right. And it's cool. It almost makes me think of somebody. jumping and like hitting like a basket, like playing basketball. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but it just looks like a human figure right there, kind of jumping upwards. And then it says victory in the card. So I don't know. I just instantly thought about basketball, but of course, it doesn't have to be that. Nefertiti is making some interesting noises in the background. All right, here we go. Let's read this little poem here real quickly because I won't read everything else. It's pretty much a short poem and then like 2 sentences on how to do a meditation or get into that energy. All right, here we go. So it says, Victory of Miriam. If you are longing to caress the moon, don't turn away from it. If you are not ill, why do you crawl under a blanket to hide? I'm going to say those again because there was some commotion. Shh. If you are longing to caress the moon, don't turn away from it. If you are not ill, why do you crawl under a blanket to hide? You are an aquarium of sweets. Okay, that sounds weird. You are in a quarry of sweets. No, that's what it says. Okay. Why do you look so sour? Okay, if you are an aquarium of sweets, why do you look so sour? It might be the translation, but like almost saying if you're in a bakery with all the sweet stuff, why do you look so sad? Okay, why do you look so sour? All right. It says, you live in the spring of life. Why are you withered inside? Don't fight against yourself. Don't flee from what could be your glory. Like a fearless moth, dive into the flame. Why be so linked to your obsessions? Burn out in the flames until your heart and soul are enlightened. Get out of the old carcass and form yourself a new body. Why are you afraid of a fox when you descend from lions? Okay, that's beautiful. I'm gonna say that again. Why are you afraid of a fox when you descend from lions? Why be a lame ass when you have the strength of stallions? That's funny. Okay. And then it says, sorry, I'm gonna read that last part again. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy, guys. Okay, anyway, don't have a tissue. It's allergies. I keep losing my rhythm of the thing. Why be a lame ass when you have the strength of stallions? The beloved you seek will arrive to open the door to your fortune, for love is the key that opens all your locks. You feel you are mortal, and I know you are divine. You feel you are not ready for the task, and I know that triumph is only moments away. You reach to me for protection, but you are me, and the protection that you seek is already within you. You are not apart. I am living through all that you are and all that you love. All that you have lost and all that you offer to me is surrender. I am in you as your courage and magnificence, and any task I send to you is simply one of the tasks for which you were born. You are an eagle with wings ready to soar. So I push you from the cliff top that you may know yourself. Really, guys? Last part. So I push you from the cliff top so that you may know yourself. Okay. Naughty little animals. All right. So no, that was beautiful. Even though there are some, phrases I have to because of the translation, maybe seem a little odd. But there was some beautiful stuff there. All right, so let's see how to get into this energy if you don't have pets and you heard some of this. It says, with your hands in a prayer at your forehead, okay, instead of your heart. Normally they say your heart, but they say your forehead. Breathe in and out, and if you can, allow your mind to become still. Then when ready, say aloud, I call on Miriam, who loves me without condition to bring me faith. And I call on Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, to bring me oneness with the great beloved. I call upon the unconditional loving wisdom of life, and my own divine essence, and I give thanks for all that is. I give thanks for the light that will be born from the darkness, and I give thanks for the fullness of my being coming into expression now. I give thanks for the grace and the mercy that guides my way, and I surrender into the love that is leading me into my divine destiny now. So be it. Close your eyes and bow your head. Um, Close your eyes and bow your head to your hands in prayer again, and still your mind, and if you can, for several moments. And when you feel ready, simply open your eyes and you have completed your honoring ritual. All right. So that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm having allergies like crazy. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I don't even know what time it is. Yep, we're at the hour mark there. So thank you guys so much again for your energy, for your likes, for your views. I really do appreciate it. And if you do like this video, not only does it tell me that you resonate with it, but it helps YouTube's like algorithms to just share it with others. And they're all, sharing the video, liking it, even subscribing. They're all free ways that do help support the channels. I really appreciate any of those that you do. And if you haven't already subscribed and you want to, all you have to do is click on the bell icon on the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new readings. So anyway, you guys take care, and thank you guys again. And then we will start tomorrow with Gemini, and hopefully finish in the next day or two, depending on my work schedule, the rest of the signs with Taurus and Aries as well. So you're always welcome to join us there, but if not, that's okay too. You guys take care, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.